Akira.
Okay, let's read chapter 73 of Akira. We're starting volume 5 here. We've already read one chapter. We got introduced to a bunch of scientists on the aircraft carrier, and the chapter here ended with the colonel with Kyoko, and that's where we had paused. So here we go, chapter 73. Dot, dot, dot. Do, thud. Osunayo. Don't push. Hey, don't push. Ah. Okay, so Colonel's got Kyoko, and he had said basically towards the place of Miyako. So basically like, get me to Miyako or take me to Miyako, kind of implied with that statement. They got roughed up pretty badly. Remember, the Colonel had fired that soul blast too and whatnot. So, Wa, Osuna, Kora. Hey, wow. Don't push. Hey now. Tadon janeka. It's a tadon, isn't it? Tadon is the word for charcoal briquette, but that's what they call these things because they kind of look like charcoal briquettes. But tadon. Yeah. So that's Kaneda saying like that's a charcoal briquette, isn't it? Ananda. Mata ki agatta no ka? What? Again came? And we get ki agaru, sort of contempt. Like, what? They came again? They're coming again? So Kai thinks something is happening with the fact that that's there. Chigao wa. So that's why Kei says it's different. Arewa. As for that thing. So no, this is different. Move. Okay, Colonel is doing his best to hold on. There's Kaneda and Kai. Ano taco. Oh, it's that octopus. Remember, it's been a while, but that is what Kaneda used to call the Colonel, was taco. Ikiteta no ka? Alive? Like he's still alive? Kyoko. And Kei recognizes Kyoko there. Hold on, let me get this in scene better. I didn't set this up well enough before I started, sorry. I will say the chapter will go relatively quickly, and then at the end we get back to the aircraft carrier, and there's like going to be like another 4 painful pages of the scientists talking and talking and talking. So, Kozo, boy. Ikiteta ka? So he says the same thing. Alive? Like, you're alive? Genki ni ne? Towards robustness, towards healthiness, you know? That's Kaneda saying that, like, kind of like, you're doing well, aren't you? But he doesn't look that well. Kiyotsugero! Like, watch out, be careful. Kyoko wa daijoubu nano? As for Kyoko, okay? So this is Kei asking if Kyoko is all right. Is she okay? Wakaran. I don't know. Don't know. Tada ishiki o shinau mae ni kono shinden e iketo. Okay. Don't know, but before losing consciousness, towards this temple go, Toita said. So she said, Ike, go to the temple, to this temple. Shinden is the temple. Yeah, the temple, the sanctuary shrine. Okay. Washiga yonda no ja. So this is Miyako suddenly making an appearance and saying, I'm the one that summoned, that called. Meaning I'm the one that called her, summoned her. Okay. So Miyako's on the scene. Oh, Miyako-sama ja! Oh, it's Lady Miyako. Miyako-sama da! It's Lady Miyako. Nanda Arya. What is it as for that? So what's that? Remember, Kaneda has not met Miyako yet. Arigata ya, arigata ya. It's just like, thank you, thank you. All right. Daibu nani nani shite oru yo, ja hayaku teate o. Okay, that's not teate. Or is it? No, it is. Teate. Oh, medical treatment. Okay, yeah. So normally teate means like salary, pay, or compensation, but it can mean medical treatment. So quickly medical treatment, oh, meaning like will do or will give. Very much nani doing, it appears. Okay, I don't know what this word is. I kind of recognize that kanji, but not enough to know how to pronounce it. There's the one word, shōsui. Oh, emaciation, exhaustion. So very much appears to be doing exhaustion, emaciation, etc. She's talking about Kyoko. So quickly, medical treatment, da-da-da. All right. Ah, yes, ma'am. Miyako. Omae ga 19 go. You are 19 number. So you're number 19. Mu. Ooh. Okay, so he finally kind of collapses himself. Remember, he got shot multiple times in that last confrontation. Oi, hey, taco ga. The taco is, the octopus is, sono otoko mo kanari no kizu ja tsurete maire. Okay, that man also, considerable wounds it is. So he's also considerably wounded. Basically, bring him along. Tsurete maire. Maire is just a general verb for to bring along, the humble verb. As an order. Sa kata ni tsukumatte. Well then, like, this is sort of like lean on my shoulder. Tsukamao. Or tsukamate, tsukamaru. Yeah, hold on. Hold on to the shoulder. Daijoubu da. Arukeru. So that's the colonel saying, I'm okay. I'm able to walk. I can walk. Kyoko to issho ni onna no hito o minakatta. Okay, yeah, with Kyoko together, woman didn't see. Did you not see a woman with Kyoko? So she's talking about Chiyoko, her aunt. Her aunt. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Mita no honto? Yeah, you saw? Saw? Really? So Kay is excited because she's like, oh, you did see her? Is that true? Here it comes. Next page. Donatenda. How becoming? So Kaneda is asking what's going on. Sa, well. So I guess this is Kaneda asking Kai. Kai is just kind of like, All right, there they go back into the temple. And now we're headed back to the fleet ships that are out off the coast. Remember, we saw in the previous chapter an assembly of scientists, global scientists from different, all around the world. And they know about Akira and they're starting a project, which is presumably to figure out what to do about Akira. So again, the next, unfortunately, like actually it's like 8 or 9 pages is going to be a lot of this. So it's going to be going really slow. Oh, and remember, they are talking horizontally, which is a suggestion that they're probably not, at least not talking Japanese, likely talking English. So there you go. They put the juvenile A, which is what they're calling their project, on the door, which, yeah, anyway. Wareware no data ni ダブロフスキー博士のお持ちになったソビエト側の資料を変えてまとめ、直記したネオ特許何回時のデータです。Okay. Our data, to our data, Dr. Dobrovsky's brought along Soviet side documents adding Dr. Dobrovsky's documents from the Soviet side that he brought along, or Omochi that he brought along from the Soviet side to our data. So adding their data to our data. It's like direct confirmation. Matome. Yeah, this is matomeru, putting it all together. Jikisuru? No. I think that's supposed to be jikishita. This is sort of like as soon as we've done so. Jiki suru. Is that supposed to be naoshita? To convert, to transform, to replace, to do over again, to fix, to repair. Maybe like, I guess, and like fixing it together or corrected together. Anyway, it's Neo Tokyo's destruction times data, or it's data about the time of the destruction of Neo Tokyo. And this is kuzureru, which is whole. So hokai suru, which again is just like destruction. Yeah, the collapse, crumbling. Neo Tokyo collapse, crumbling times data. Okay, so there we go. But we still go this way. We're reading horizontally, but we're going this way. Aoku? Aoku 表示されている部分の数直は、何前、何としてご了解ください。Okay. I think that's supposed to be Aoku. Okay, we'll come back to what that's supposed to be here. And I said Hyoshi. No, it's not Hyoshi. I'll remember this kanji at some point. It's Shimeru, right? Or Shimasu? Yeah, Shimasu. Ji. Hyoji. Hyoji. Indication. Display representation. Okay. 青く表示されている部分の数値の数値は Okay, so as for the numbers of the portion that are being indicated blue, so as for the numbers, as for the values, the portion of values that are indicated blue, is that Izen? Yeah, still as yet Oh. Okay, I think that's sokuchi. Immediate? No. Okay, that is not correct. That's hakaru, right? Yeah, it should be sokuchi. Okay, so what is this? Oh, what is this first kanji? Crap. Also, to conclude, to infer. Sui. So suisoku. Suisoku. Guess, conjecture. Oh, okay, so those numbers in blue are still a guess or conjecture. Suisoku chi. A measured value. Wait, no. What just happened? Okay. Still a guess value. Suisoku chi toshite go ryokai kudasai. So basically, please do understanding. Please understand that as for the numbers, the portion of the numbers that are being indicated in blue, they are still guess numbers. So they're looking at some data. And so they've got some data or values that they're saying the blue ones are still a guess or conjecture. そしてこちらが, and in addition, this direction or this, 先日のネオ東京で起きた3度目の明ら現象で、何々したデータです。Okay. And in addition, this direction, the other day in Neo Tokyo, the occurred third Akira phenomenon, Gensho is phenomenon. Oh, why did it go up there? Yeah, phenomenon. It's data that was, I guess, collected during the third Akira phenomenon that occurred in Neo Tokyo the other day. Okay, this is no, that's Toru. Yeah, we want that one. It's going to be Saishu. Yeah, Saishu. Saishu shita data desu. So it's data that was collected, harvested, yada yada. Wakariyasuku ritai kashite arimasu node, kochira no hou o. Okay. So easy to understand. Doing ritai, I think, is like 3D transformation. I know this because I can see what's happening here. So rikai is usually about 3D. Is it not rikai? Is it ritsukai? Oh, ritai. Yeah, solid body, 3-dimensional conversion. So ritai ka. Yeah, I guess that's wakariyasuku ritai ka shite arimasu node. So because I'm doing, again, like 3-dimensional transformation for easier understanding, kochira no hou o. This direction, o, meaning like look at this. Look at it this way. So there we go. 発生したエネルギーの量をネオ東京の縮図の上に 再現してあります. Okay, so the energy outbreak, or the burst of energy of the amount, or the amount of the energy that was produced, Neo Tokyo's Shukuzu miniature copy, a reduced drawing, on top of that, I guess, redisplay doing. Saiken. Yeah, so it's kind of like doing another look at putting that on top of it. So the amount of the energy that was produced on top of the small map of Tokyo, the reduced map of Tokyo, Neo Tokyo. So there we go. There's just overlaid. Well, そしてこれが, and so this thing, so that's what it looks like. 発生直後のスペクトル文面 this? No. Bunno? Oh, that's right there. Bunpu. Distribution. Bunpu des. It's a spectral distribution, or spectral distribution of like the occurrence directly after. Chokugo. Yeah, immediately following. And again, hase means like outbreak or occurrence, so yeah. So they're calling the incident the explosion that Tetsuo did. Because right, they don't know it wasn't Akira. They're calling that a hase. かなり大きな spectrum 領域にまで what is that? いっており? Itateori. Okay, so and this is shuhasu. I need to remember that frequency. Shuhasu. かなり大きな周波数領域にまで至っており. Okay, so again, it's the distribution of the spectral distribution directly after the occurrence, very much a large spectrum domain to that point arriving at. So it achieves to the point of a domain, a ryoiki, a frequency domain that's considerably large. So over a wide range of frequencies. Okay. This is what I mean about like, we got lots of talking here and it's going to be all really slow. Ganma sen mo 検出されました。また中心部では赤方、赤方、何々も見られます。Okay, this is gonna be like gamma rays. Ganmasen. Yeah, gamma rays also. I'm way out of I mean, I know the science, but I don't know the science in Japanese. Detection being done. So gamma rays were also detected. Still, the central as for with the central portion, the red direction of No, is it Ben? No. What is this? Actually, you know what? It's probably easier to look up Utsusu. Utsuru. It is E. And try to find the word that's... Oh, that's not a good sign. Okay. Huh. All right. Oh, partial left side radical inclining side. So we want N and we wanted E, right? Ah, red shift. Okay, there it is. Yeah, seki hou hen I. Seki hou hen I mo miraremasu. And again, also still, or again, the central portion, as for with the central portion, a red shift, a shift towards the red side of the frequency, also it's visible, able to see that. So you can see that in the shift. Okay. その他の観測措置から得たデータの数値を those other like observation equipment from that received data's numbers. Yeah, okay. I guess he's saying like, again, as for the central portion, you're able to see the red shift in the data, the numbers of the data received from the observation equipment from Sonohoka, other places. Kansoku, observation? Yeah, observation equipment. Okay, we're getting there. This is going to just be really slow. Oh boy. Is it all in English? Can we see what this? A small takeoff performance, body fences. Dynamic efficiency, yielding exception, blah, 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 flight envelope, higher excessive, blah, 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 improvised longitudinal. Something faces, winged leading edge, saw teeth. Combat weight. A stabilized twin intercept, capable. Okay, interesting. Computer 分析し、時間経過のグラフに証拠していきますと。Okay. Computer analysis, time pass or time series graph. Shoko. Which here is going to mean is it Shogo? Shogo. Correlation, comparison. Correlation, comparison, doing. So when going and doing a comparison to the graph of the like time series of the analysis from the computer, Gendankai de. No, Gendankai. Present stage, the current phase. Gendankai de. In the present phase or in the current stage, whole shot say hokai. Oh my gosh. Release shot something crumbling. Osha. Radioactive. Oh, this is radioactive decay. Holsha say, yeah, radioactive decay. Okay, at the present stage, radioactive decay, Holsha say Hokai, Genshikoku nani nani. This is going to be nuclear fusion. So Genshikoku. Yeah, atom. There's a Genshikaku. Might be Genshikaku. Yeah, Genshikaku. Nuclear. This is fusion. Oh, come on, don't make me draw this. There it is. Yugo. Yeah, agglutination fusion. Genshikaku Yugo. Nuclear fusion. Juryoku ha no kenshutsu. The detection of gravity waves. All right. And Yoshi Hokai to. Like solar decay? Yoshi. Yes, it's Yoshi. No, Yoshi. Okay. Oh, proton. Proton decay quality? Yoshi Hokai. Yeah, Hokai K, I guess, or Hokai to. Yoshi Hokai to no gensho o kakunin sare ni. Okay, and also confirmation of the phenomenon of proton decay quality. Or something. Anyway. And in addition, sarani, what's more? Yeah, furthermore, all the more. Oh. Nandomo arine. It's everything, isn't it? Nandomo arine. Everything existing, right? Iute mireba. If try to say, Ritoru biggu ban chu to koro kane, or tokoro kane. If you're trying to say it was a little big bang, if you're in the middle of trying to say it was a little big bang, you know? Okay. So all this was supposed to suggest that. It was basically like a little big bang. 確かにこの中で瞬時ではありますか? Okay. Certainly amongst this, or inside of this, for an as for with an instant, it exists. Yeah, shunji, a moment, an instant. So basically saying like, certainly, like among the data or whatever, it exists for a moment. This idea, I guess, of a little big bang. そう呼ぶにふさわしい現象が起きたことは事実です。 that way, calling it that way, fusawashi, appropriate phenomenon, occurred event. As for that, it's the truth. It's the reality. It's appropriate or suitable. So it's the real thing. As for with the real thing, calling the event of what's occurred, the phenomenon, it's appropriate of calling it that way. これまでに発見されていない物質や現象も確認されており、up until this thing, observation not being done, physical matter and phenomenon, even confirmation being done. Okay. Okay, what did I want? 発見されていない. Oh, butsushitsu? Is that what that is? Or is it just bushitsu? It's just bushitsu. Material, substance, gensho, confirmation being done. Okay. Yeah, so it's confirmation being done of phenomenon and materials that haven't been observed up until this point. So confirmation has been done on these things, phenomena and materials, substances that have not been observed up until this point. Okay. Whew. Still a little bit more to go on this page. すべてのデータに関する分析が終了するまでにはまだ時間がかかるものと思われます。All of the data, towards all of the data, relation doing analysis to the point of doing completion, answer to that, still time taking thing, able to think. So basically, it seems you can think that it will still take some time to the point of completely analyzing the relationships in all of the data. なんと我々は宇宙の誕生に立ち会ったというわけね。So somehow or whatever, as for us, universe's birth, tachiata toyowake. So this means the thing called tachiate, standing in, joining in. Oh, to be present to witness to. It's interesting. That's this owl, but the other owl is used here, meaning to be matched against. But it seems to make a little bit more sense to say that we're witnessing the birth of a universe. But it could be we're being matched against a universe, the birth of a universe. Okay. I will leave it up to you to decide whether that is wine or water. Although it looks like they're eating. Oh, okay, they're now in the mess. They're in the flag mess, having food, and they're eating pretty well. It looks like. 3度目と2度目の確かに2度目のデータはかなり心細いものだとしてもよ。Okay, so third time and second time. Certainly the second time's data, as for that, considerable kokoro bosoi. It's a unpromising, helpless thing. Da toshitemo. Okay. As for the data of the second time, certainly, it's a considerably helpless, lonely, forlorn thing. toshitemo, like even if you do that. Yeah, I guess like even if assuming that that's a considerably harsh or forlorn thing, ...この二つの間に明らかに差異が、差異が認められるということよね。問題は。Okay. この二つの間に in between these two, or the period of these two, the interval of these two, clearly a difference clearly a difference. That's not what I want. Okay, I just want sa. Difference. Yeah, sai. Difference, disparity. Okay. Sai ga mitomareru toyu koto yo ne. Yeah, okay. So this person, what was her name? Jorisu. Like the interval or between these two, the second and the third events, clearly differences, a disparity being confirmed or being recognized. It's that sort of event, you know? As for the problem. So I don't quite like, even if we treat the second event as forlorn, there's some other meaning here, but in kokoro bosoi, or unpromising. Maybe it's because they have less data on the second event. It's not quite clear. But even if you treat the second event as kokoro bosoi, she's saying that there's a clear difference, disparity that's confirmable or observable between the two events. And that's a problem. 問題は。エネルギー発生の形状が2度目の場合は三次元的だったのに比べwhat is this? My brain is melting. Sakujitsu? No, it's not Sakujitsu. Senjitsu. Yeah, Senjitsu. Senjitsu no それは二次元的になっている. Okay, so this is like three-dimensional and two-dimensional. Shigen is just dimensional. Or is it Jigen? Jigen. Yeah. So Jigen Teki is just dimensionality. Okay. エネルギーの発生の形状. Shape or form. The shape or form of the outbreak of the energy, or the production of the energy, the second times case. So as for the case or the consideration of the second time or the shape or form of the outbreak of the energy, three-dimensional it was in comparison to the other days as for that thing with the two-dimensional becoming. Oh, even though it was three-dimensional, I guess, in comparison, the other days, as for that thing the other day, it's becoming two-dimensional. Okay, so I guess the idea was maybe that's a way to say, like, Akira. The second time was Akira, right? The first time and the second time were Akira. Third time, Tetsuo. So presumably it means like Akira is more, his explosions are more, have more dimensionality to them, whatever. They're more sophisticated. They don't know any of this, obviously. And the admiral's just listening to all this. Gensho ga oyobashita genshi no higai. Higai jo something. Damage. Jo. We want this Jo. Jokyo, state of affairs. Damage state of affairs. So, higai jokyo mo nidome no toki to wa kurabe yo mo nai. Nai hodo ko nani nani desu kara na. Okay. Is that not rimo? That's oh. Okay. Kibo. So this is small scale. Ko kibo. Shou kibo, small scale. Shou kibo desu kara na. Okay. So the phenomenon oyobasu. Oyobashita. Oh, oyobosu. To cause, to exert, to exercise. Gensho ga oyoboshita genshi. Which is just the actual place. No higai jokyo mo. Okay, so she's still talking about a comparison of the two events. So even hey Dan, how's it going? Even the state of affairs of the damage of the actual site that the phenomenon caused. So even like the damage that happened at the site, at the actual site. Nidome no toki to wa kurabe yo mo nai hodo ko genshi desu kara na. Second times with as or with comparison manner, not existing extent, small scale it is. So again, she's calling the third one wasn't even it was small scale and not on the same order of magnitude, so to speak, of the time of the second attack, of the damage state of affairs. Jokyo. Okay. Oh, wow. This is going to go way longer than I thought. Holy crap, man. 1, 2. Yeah. We got to suffer through another 2.5 pages of these guys. Shikashi sandome demo sandome de mottomo jumoku shinakereba naranai no wa soul laser no chakudanten o chushin to shite genshou ga hassei shite iru toいうこと. All right. However, with the third, all the more jumoku. No. All right, that is sosoku. Chumoku. Notice, attention, must do. Thing. So as for the thing, must do, notice, or attention, all the more with the third event. So the thing that we need to pay attention to a lot more with the third event, soul lasers, chakudan, impact point, chakudanten, doing as the center, the impact point, the phenomenon, outbreak, doing that so-called event. So basically, again, the thing that we need to pay the most attention to, all the more out of the third event, is the event called the outbreak happening of the phenomenon at the center of the impact point of the soul laser. Okay, so they know that's happened. They know soul impacts, and then this phenomenon spikes there. 二度目の数か、月前にもアキラを何していた something 節の近くに使用していたわね。Okay. Okay. Is it going to be Gakuzen? Gakusen? Tsukimae? Like months before, I guess? Tsukimae ni. This is like also several months before the second event. Second time, several months before, Akira o kakuri, isolation being doing. Kakuri shite ta. I cannot remember this word. This is facility. Shisetsu. Facility. Shisetsu no chikaku ni shio shite ta wa ne. Okay, so again, doing use in the vicinity or near the facility that was doing isolation or separation of Akira several months before for the second time. So again, that would be after Akira woke up and the colonel was firing Soul to try to hit Tetsuo and Akira. Okay. しかし、最初の1982年当時にはソウルなんてものはありやせんかったからの Okay, this guy is saying, however, the firsts in the year 1982, at that time, Soul or whatever, as for that thing, like not existing. So basically, Soul didn't exist in 1982 for the first event. いや、だからそれは I guess like so, or no, because as for that thing, 直接的な関係としてではなく、関連として考えた方が Okay, so like a direct relationship, doing a direct relationship, not. So there's not being a direct relationship, but a connection, but a connection, a relevance, thinking direction, ... So he's saying kangaeta hogai, like it would be better to think of it as a connection, a relationship, but not like a direct relationship. They're connected, but it's not a direct connection. Sort of like whatever. I think that's good enough. Enough to just press on because I'm getting really, really exhausted with this. 私もそう思いますね. As me also that way thinking. So I think so too. 3度目の場合も発射されたから現象の発生まで数分かかってますからね. Okay. So I also been thinking that way. The third time's case even, or also in the case of the third time, after the firing was done, meaning the firing of the weapon, the phenomenon outbreak until that point, several minutes were passing. So several minutes passed. I guess that's subun. Or not subun. Actually, what is that? Sufun. All right. I probably should stop at this point, but I really want to finish this. Anyway, that's correct. ところで、何々、ソウルはどうなさいました? By the way, like at the current point of time, or currently, Admiral. That's Admiral. By the way, Admiral. ところで、提督。ソウルはどうなさいました? So, by the way, Admiral, as for Soul, how became. So, what's happened to Soul? それが地上よりの回線を封じてありましたね. Okay. That thing from the ground surface, connecting line, sealing, doing, you know? Okay, so they've blocked, I guess the kaisen. Yeah, the connection. The circuit from the ground surface. 今、その封印の解読中. Deciphering. Oh, okay. 解読中です. Right now, that seal, it's in the middle of deciphering. So we're in the middle of deciphering that block, that seal. However, しかし、ご心配は無用. As for doing worrying, it's futile. It's not necessary. No need to worry. まあ、時間の問題ですから. Well, time's problem it is. Basically, it's a matter of time. 要するに, the point is, to put it simply, 3度目はAkiraではなかった. Okay, so she sums it up. In short, to put it simply, as for the third time, as for being Akira, not existing. Or it wasn't. It wasn't Akira the third time. しかし、洋国では他の20番台のナンバーに危険な調節はないとあったけど。Okay. However, as for in the reports or in the information, other 20 series of numbers to them, dangerous okay, dangerous chokol signs. As for that not existing, that's what it was. So there weren't any signs of other dangerous things, dangerous signs in the other number 20 series in the reports. それ以外ということなのかい、ジョリス? Oh, maybe that's ジョリス. Oh. Okay, so outside of that, that's sort of a event, wasn't it? Jorisu? Okay, no, that is Jorisu. So he's saying, like, Jorisu, is it not the event of being called outside of that, meaning outside of the number 20s? So she responds, 記録によれば、ナンバーズは41号まで、上録されているの。It is not 上録. Okay, 登る. Oh, 登録. Registration. Yeah, entry being done. Okay. According to the records, as for the numbers, up into 41, recording being done. Or entry registration was being done. Okay, so they have records all the way up to number 41, which is Tetsuo. 32, 33, 36, 37, 38, 45 は, as for those numbers, 事件中に強度の精神障害を受け死亡. Okay, so as for those numbers, in the middle of experiments, strong, concentrated, like brain damage or spirit nerve damage receiving, and died. Shibo. Yeah, death, mortality, passing away. 34, 35, 39号は, as for those numbers, okay. I guess they don't know. Oh. 2度目の現象の前まではラボの中におりましたが. Oh, okay. So as to these numbers, before the phenomenon of the second time, up until that, labs interior or labs inside were. So these numbers were inside the lab before the phenomenon, up until before the phenomenon, second phenomenon. ネオ東京崩壊後の行方は不明です. Neo Tokyo's destruction afterwards, as for the whereabouts, it's unknown. So, whereabouts unknown after the destruction of Neo Tokyo. 41号は2020年4月16日に Toso Towari. Oh, yeah, Toso. Flight desertion. And as for number 41, that's Tetsuo, in 2020, April 16th, on that date, doing desertion, ran away. この4月16日は、Akira, we just had this, 隔離。Akira 隔離施設にソウルのレーザー砲が使用された日でもあります。Okay. And as for this April 16th, so this is when number 41 escapes. And as for that date, at Akira's isolation facility, Soul's laser cannon use was done day, even it is. So that was even the day that happened when 41 ran away. So they got a lot of little breadcrumbs to kind of help them connect some dots. Okay. Whew. We've got 3 more pages. Believe it or not, there's still some amount of dialogue, but we made it. All right, we're back with Miyako. There we go. Doja. How is it? Meaning, how is she? Because she's talking about Kyoko, clearly. もうしばらく様子を見てみませんと。わかりかねますが、まず心配は無用かと。Okay, so もうしばらく様子を見てみませんと。I guess like must try to look at the condition a little bit more. A little bit more, the condition, the appearance, looking if don't do, wakari kanemasu. I guess won't know. Won't know until we look a little bit more at the condition. But, like, first, as for worry, muyo kato, is it futile? Is it not necessary? So, like, basically, as for now, as for worry, is it not necessary? This is a way to basically say, like, it seems as though you don't need to worry, that worry is futile, but we need to, like, look a little bit more to know for sure. Okay. Daigide? Great duty? Taigide. State ceremony or troublesome laborious. Taigide atta. I guess that's just say like yeah, like with trouble existed or with like labor existed, meaning like you worked really hard or something like that, I guess. Ishiki ga modori shidai shirase. Shidai in this case is sort of like as soon as this happens, or in the case of consciousness returning in that instant, or in that case, inform. So let me know basically as soon as she regains consciousness. Nijugogo no kaifuku o
Hello there.
O machi. Waiting for the recovery of number 25. And she's thinking this. Ato wa 45の仕上がり次第. As for the remainder, number 41's, it's dependent upon 仕上がり, which is like the completion, the finishing of number 41. As for the rest, it's dependent upon the completion of number 41. Now, to me, that's not clear whether she's talking about like the completion of his work, of what he needs to do, or the completion of him. But, しかし、問題は、その、見極めだが、はして。However, as for the problem, as for the issue, it's that 見極め, it's that ascertainment. Like seeing through, making sure of. Hashte, and this is just alone, like certainly, or the end of it. Wait a minute, why is that not coming up with anything? Wait a minute. No. So. Oh, a little bit, draw it. Hatasu. Okay. Oh, I missed the ta. Hatashite. Okay, anyway, accomplishing, fulfilling, or maybe as expected. Anyway, Pita, that's her stepping along. Ikaga nasarimashita? How has it become? Like, is something wrong? This is kind of like do narimashita, but being very polite. Washi to shita koto ga? So she's like sweating a lot. Like, with me, like something with me. Uruete oru wa. Yeah, I'm trembling. Watashi to shita koto. Washi. Watashi to koto ga. I guess like something about me, like I'm trembling, shaking. All right, last page. Sa koko ni suwatte. Well, in this place sit. So sit here. All right, we're switching over the kernel, where K is also. Kizuguchi ga. Nani garu made ni 3日の安静が必要です. Okay, so the wounds, Kizuguchi, the wounds are, is that supposed to be like, it's keyhole, right? Key are this, no. All right, you know what? Let's take that. Motogaru? No. What? Higaru? Oh, that's not. No, it's not that kanji. All right, it's got the lid on it. Oh, fusagu. Fusagaru made. Until they're closed. Wounds until they're closed. Kizuguchi ga fusagaru made. 2 or 3 days of rest. Ansei. Is necessary. So you need to rest 2 or 3 days until the wounds close. ... Kikoeta ka ni 3日は無駄だそうだ. Like able to hear, right? You heard that, right? As for 2 or 3 days, it's no good. So they say. さあ、それはどうかしら? Well, as for that, how is it, I wonder? おばさんは生きてる。でも、場所は教えられない。As for Auntie, alive, but as for the location, not able to tell. Or like, you're not telling me. Solda. That's right. It is that way. Jinani sen. Is that GQ? GQ sen. A protracted war of attrition. GQ sen ne. So it's a war of protraction. Then war of attrition, isn't it? So I guess she's just talking about trying to get the information out of him. And he's going to be there for 2 or 3 days. Okay, that is the end of chapter 73. I'm not going to belabor it. We'll continue with the story here and see how chapter 74 goes. Who knows how much more we're going to have to deal with the scientists. Maybe I'll start to remember some of the scientific lingo and not have to look up things like frequency every time. But we'll see. Chapter 74 next time.